Another person I learned a lot from was my mother. And this applies to music and everything. This really applies. She was a beautiful woman. She was a model in Baghdad. She modeled clothing, of course. I mean, what else do models model? But it was a specific type of stuff, I remember. She was not a runway model. She was more like a print model or a industrial model type person in Baghdad, Iraq. And she was a perfectionist beyond belief. She was an unbelievable cook, unbelievable artist. She could cook anything. Of course, she never needed a recipe. It was just all imaginative, all incredible stuff. She also was an expert seamstress. She made clothing like it was just like nothing for her. She actually won an embroidery competition in Paris. She was going to be a nun, and in a convent, preparing for becoming her orders, she won an embroidery competition, and her embroidery it took your breath away. My sister and I have quite a few pieces left. She passed a long time ago, passed in 81, and we still have some of her work, but I learned excellence from her. I don't think anyone, George Bollett, John Perry, all my teachers, Arau, people I've known, I don't think anyone, my father, I don't think anyone taught me more about excellence than my mother. She attained it and she subscribed to it, and she always had excellence. It was her middle name. She never said the word, but she had broken English. She didn't speak a lot, really, really good English, excellent English, to use the word again, but she spoke well enough to impart things to me. She used to say, "Richie, don't do that." That was her thing. I would do something bad. I won't even mention what it was I was doing. But almost always she said, "Richie, don't do that." And that was, oh yeah, a lot of people think it's pretty funny, but I learned a lot from the things she told me not to do. And I learned from her embroidery. I learned from her cooking. I learned from her just cleaning the house. We had this beautiful house in Paradise Valley. My dad was, pretty well off, and he gave us a nice life. And so my childhood was not that painful. I made it painful, but he didn't. And so she would clean this, big, big house. It had maids' quarters and all kinds of stuff. And so I'm telling you, the way she cleaned that house, the way she manicured everything and manipulated the furniture and the decorations and the curtains, and it was a marvel. People would come over for dinner. She entertained a fair amount, to my father's dismay, because he used to run around in his underwear, and that scared him. And they would say Osniv, that was her name, by the way. Her name was Osniv. It means pleasant in Armenian, and pleasant she was, unlike some people I know. I could never aspire to what she was, but I learned a lot from her. I couldn't be her, but I learned a lot. And the awe that she created with every little artistic thing she did, whether it was vacuuming or cooking, some elaborate meal like a leg of lamb with pilaf and bulgur pilaf and rice pilaf and hummus and tabbouleh, the best you've ever tasted. I assure you, it was just unbelievable. And the excellence that went into each little task she did, I observed it. She didn't say anything, but I absolutely, it's like they say, your excellence is noted. Or in another movie I saw recently, your ambition has been well noted. Well, I noted her excellence. It was just every day. Come home from school, excellence. She would have something on the table, even the presentation of the table, like a tuna sandwich with some little hot peppers. They were called chilitos encurtidos. That's what they were. They were some yellow peppers she picked up at the market. Oh, and she'd go to these exotic places to shop, and I mean, it was a work of art. Her meals were a work of art. Her embroidery was a work of art. Her dressmaking was a work of art. She made all my sister's concert gowns. My sister was a pianist also, and played quite a bit. And she had these beautiful gowns to play in. And she didn't know anything about music. She didn't know anything I was into, yet she imparted this word to me that I'll never forget. And it's excellence.